What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So yeah, just read an article for World Boxing News 24. I actually read about this yesterday. I didn't get a chance to do a video on it and elaborate. I did my first video early in the morning, but I had suffered a death in the family, so I actually couldn't, I wasn't able to, address everything that I wanted to address, make videos for you guys and things of that sort. But, back at it, so I want to read you an article I read from World Boxing News. Ironically, World Boxing News, does a lot of, I don't know if it's based out of the UK, but I know it does a lot of its work via the UK, so how ironic, that people will come on here saying that our news is fake news, but this is coming from a UK channel. I get people in my comment section talking about it's fake news. And don't come on my channel. I want to get this out the way, man. Don't come on my channel promoting other channels. That's not gonna rock. That's not gonna fly here. I don't really care what other channels do if they're not my brothers in the LDBC, Deontay Boxing Nation, or Boxing Eagle. Outside of that, I could care less. What other channels do. So don't come on here promoting other channels, telling me to watch other channels unless it's informative information. So with that being said, read this article on World Boxing News. So I did an interview. I'm a little still, as you can see in my eyes, man. But I did a video yesterday about the two stipulations in the contract that Team Wilder, Shelly Finkel, and these guys had, concerns about. They got, they sent the email to Eddie Hearn 3 days ago. He hadn't responded to them. How ironic that Eddie Hearn responds yesterday evening to the contracts. And he responds in a childlike manner. I asked him before in the interview, I said, what's the reasoning behind, the name calling? First of all, it's not proper business etiquette to do this when you're the businessman. It's one thing for the fighters to do it to each other. It's a whole nother thing to do it as a businessman, as a promoter, because you're a business. You're promoting the brand, right? So I asked him why the name calling. What is the underlying disdain for one another? He said there's no disdain. Shelly Finkel and his dad, Barry Hearn, actually have a great relationship. I'm just confused. So with that being said, sometimes I see Eddie Hearn, respond in a childlike manner. And yeah, when I do get a chance to be in front of him, I do want to ask him about that once again. Because I don't understand what Shelly Finkel, Lou DiBella, Al Heyman, what these guys have done. I don't know what goes on behind the scenes personally. I'm pretty sure Al Heyman, Shelly Finkel are not going around name dropping on Eddie Hearn. No, Stephen ESPINOZA, any of these guys. We don't even see Al Heyman in the public. But he continues to do this, and so he responds in a childlike manner. After, it's no coincidence that we make these videos and we discuss these things, and for 3 days he hadn't responded. So immediately yesterday his response was, Shelly Winkle received what he wanted to receive. I want to quote him exactly before I get some idiots coming on here saying, oh, that's not what he said. He said it like this. He states, this from Eddie Hearn, asked about why he haven't responded to Shelly Finkel and Team Wilder. This guy states, the Winkle had been satisfied. Using his derogatory pet name for Finkel, Wilder's co-manager and advisor, Hearn suggested an agreement could now be close. The Winkle had been satisfied. Instead, he Shelly Finkel. That's just not proper business etiquette. And so for all you idiots that's going to come on here defending this nonsense, like, have you seen Shelly Finkel, Al Heyman, Lou DiBella coming out and just name dropping and disrespecting him and making fun of him? It's just not proper business etiquette at all. Bottom line, point blank and period. You know, like, I don't want nobody promoting me and running around acting like a kid and name dropping people like Shelly Winkle. Like, what? I don't understand. But anyway, two of the sticking points. I did a video yesterday and I told you guys there were two sticking points that was holding up Wilder signing the contract, right? And then you get people coming on here talking about it's fake news. But how ironic it comes from a UK website. Idiots, man. You guys just refuse to use your brain. It don't cost much to pay attention. It's free. But two of the sticking points, they hadn't been revealed. They had emailed Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua's team, Barry Hearn, and hadn't received a response about the two sticking points in the contract that they want to get clarification on. Now, one of the sticking points have been revealed that it seems like Eddie Hearn was trying to push out Showtime. It kind of seems like what I'm getting from this is that DAZN don't really want to do business with Showtime at this point, for whatever reason. That being one of the sticking points. They didn't know if Showtime was going to be involved. Was DAZN going to be involved? You know, what U.S. networks was going to be involved? They knew none of that. Now, how could you send over a contract with the biggest, the greatest thing in the contract is the networks? Where are we going to fight? Because that's where you get your money from. The promotion, the networks. Like, how could you not clarify that? And again, in a childlike manner, Eddie Hearn responds when asked if these networks, what's going to be going on with the networks and who's going to be involved. Eddie Hearn was, let me read it because I don't want to be misquoted and, oh, he didn't say that, you know, everybody's going to come on here and being Captain Literal, like, oh, literally didn't say that, it said this. You know how you guys are, well, some of you guys, the haters that come on, you know, the Joshua fanboys. But here it goes. Wilson, official deal with Wilder is closer than ever. Many fans are questioning both sides' desire to reach an amicable agreement correctly or not. Social media awash with conflict stories of both Wilder and Joshua attempts to avoid a deal being done in earnest. Fans have begun quizzing Hearn, coming up with the conclusion that U.S. television rights could now be the major stumbling block. I'll read that again. Fans have begun quizzing Hearn, coming up with their conclusions that the U.S. television rights could now be the major stumbling block for the fight. Hearn answered one tweet asking if DAZN, Wilder, and Joshua will be working together with their term the term "they don't care," leading to Showtime Steven Espinoza raising his own questions on the matter. If you don't know who Steven Espinoza is, he runs Showtime. He's in charge of Showtime. So go check out who Steven Espinoza is before you guys come on here acting like, oh, that's fake news. No, it's not fake news. So Eddie Hearn says they don't care. Why wouldn't DAZN care to host one of the biggest fights in boxing, if not the biggest fight in boxing? Why wouldn't DAZN want to showcase that fight? Why wouldn't they want to showcase that fight? That's like HBO having an opportunity to showcase Joshua Wilder, ESPN having an opportunity to showcase Joshua Wilder, Sky Sports, anybody having an opportunity to showcase Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua, and their response would be, they don't care, they don't mind if they showcase it or not. It's up in the air. It's a shoulder shrug. If you don't understand what's taking place in the improper business that's taking place, and the unprofessionalism is, if you don't understand what's taking place, you are under a rock. You cannot be, nobody could be this fanboyism to defend this nonsense. Nobody can. So, excuse me. Excuse me. So it raised the eyebrow to Stephen Espinoza of Showtime when he saw that and he heard about this. Stephen Espinoza responded directly to DAZN's possible involvement and, quoting Hearn, stated, "What network platform involved in boxing doesn't care about getting the rights to Joshua Wilder? Something seems to allude to a possible problem." This is coming from Stephen Espinoza. He says, I'll read it to you again. Stephen Espinoza responded directly to DAZN's possible involvement and, quoting Hearn, stated, "What network platform involved in boxing doesn't care about getting the rights to Joshua Wilder? Something seems to allude to a possible problem." And I'll go back to Hearn's comments. Hearns answered a tweet asking if DAZN, Wilder, and Joshua will be working together with the term, "They don't care." That was his response to being asked if DAZN will be involved with the Anthony Joshua Deontay Wilder fight. Why wouldn't they care? That is amazing. That is amazing. How could you not care? Why would DAZN not care? How could any boxer want to sign with Eddie Hearn or DAZN or want to be showcased on DAZN if they don't even care if they get the biggest fight in boxing? What? Could you imagine? And the response came from Showtime. Showtime CEO directly. It came from Stephen Espinoza, who responded, why wouldn't they care? So one of the sticking points in that negotiations was about the fact that what network and what's going to be going on with the networks and things of that sort. And Eddie Hearn's response was, the Winkle had been satisfied. What could you imagine? If that's not improper business etiquette and inappropriateness as a businessman and a promoter, and you could respond and you could defend that, you're not a fan of the sport of boxing. You're not a fan of the sport of boxing. You're a fan of a boxer, which is Anthony Joshua, and you will go to any length to defend the contradictions, the lies, and so on. That's just the bottom line. So you could go check out this article on World Boxing News 24. Seems like the sticking point is the networks. It's just ridiculous at this point, and I think that DAZN has an issue with Joshua Wilder fight being next, because I think that Barry Hearn had already promised DAZN that they would get the Alexander Povetkin fight next. And seeing as Deontay Wilder threw a monkey wrench in that, giving in to all the demands from Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua, calling their bluff and disrupted all their plans. Like I told y'all from the jump, they had all plans of fighting Alexander Povetkin. They had no plans of fighting Deontay Wilder before they fought Alexander Povetkin. And that deal with DAZN, I truly believe that Eddie Hearn and Barry Hearn had already sat down and had an agreement and set in place for Alexander Povetkin versus Anthony Joshua to take place on DAZN, being the first huge mega fight on DAZN to showcase that platform, and to have that being the first big boxing event on DAZN. And DAZN, see, Alexander Povetkin versus Anthony Joshua shines a spotlight on DAZN more than Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. Reason being is Showtime is going to be heavily involved in that fight, and Showtime being the major network will overshadow DAZN and anything going on with that app. Why would you go to the app and pay for an app to watch a Deontay Wilder Anthony Joshua fight when you could go and watch it on Showtime? On your subscription. You already subscribed to Showtime, and you paying for and your cable. So why would you subscribe to an app as well to watch the fight on the streaming? That makes no sense. So Showtime will overshadow DAZN. And DAZN wanted their first big fight, and I believe Anthony Joshua, Alexander Povetkin was already agreed upon through Eddie Hearn and Barry Hearn that would be the next. That would be the first mega fight on DAZN. And those plans fell through due to the fact that Deontay Wilder called their bluff numerous of times and has agreed to all of their demands. And that threw a monkey wrench in the plans, because Deontay Wilder fights on Showtime. Not that Anthony Joshua doesn't fight on Showtime. I don't want you guys to get me twisted. But Eddie Hearn Anthony Joshua being an Eddie Hearn fighter, DAZN would be in play and showcased heavily with an Anthony Joshua Povetkin fight, because Anthony Joshua being the A side and DAZN being having an agreement with Eddie Hearn, Alexander Povetkin doesn't care what network he fights on, because he doesn't have a network to fight on. But see, Deontay Wilder, that can't happen because of the star that he is, and the star power, and the fact that he fights on Showtime. Showtime will overshadow DAZN. So with that being said, man, y'all can go check out this article on Boxing News, World Boxing News 24, man. That's all I got for y'all, man. This your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hey, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV. Y'all already know what it is, man. Shout out goes to the whole LDBC, man. Shouts out to New Media, and shouts out to Black Media Row. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, man, signing off. Make sure y'all subscribe, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Follow me on Instagram. And go check out that article, World Boxing News 24. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.